Good everyone, welcome to this video. Today we have a first flight in the brand new A7He1 that I've acquired because of the sale that recently happened in May. Now this aircraft is essentially a Japanese HE112B0. It's just under a different name. That's really the only difference between the aircraft and obviously the Japanese paint job, which I actually quite like the paint job on this aircraft. So obviously with it being a premium, I figured I might as well do a video on it because, well, people like seeing the premiums and stuff like that. Now that does mean obviously once we get around to the Japanese and the premium series, you will see this aircraft again, and obviously again when we obviously do a review on the aircraft at some point. So this aircraft costs 550 golden eagles, and obviously during the sale I think it dropped to like 385 or something like that. And I just thought, well, it's in the pack. I mean, I get the tank included in the pack, and obviously I'd actually pay more for the tank than the pack itself, because obviously the pack was also on sale. And I had 25 pence set on my Steam account after selling trading cards, so I thought, why the hell not? Obviously, I get a couple of days of premium. I get 150, I think it's 150,000 lions, and obviously I get the plane and the tank. So I thought, why the hell not? And well, the tank is actually quite fun. It's just the teams are fucking garbage. And I'm hoping the plane will probably do well. It's just against CW2OPs, we're probably going to get slaughtered. And obviously, the other aircraft that you're going to see later today is the Focke-Wulf 190A5, aka the Japa Wolf. So expect a 2-in-1 for that. So looking over the aircraft, as I said, I like the paint job on this aircraft. And being a 112, it was one of the first aircraft I actually flew and liked in Germany. But obviously now I get one in the Japanese Air Force, which, I mean, it's nice and all. I like the HE112. The problem is with the HE112, it gets kicked in the balls nowadays. And the MG-FF cannons are more to be desired, to put it simply. But I'm hoping we should be able to get something out of the aircraft that could count as a first flight worthy. But hey, you never know with Axis teams at low tier. But obviously later on, you will see the Japa Wolf. Now, unfortunately, this aircraft is only a rank 1, and that means I can't do my special task, or my daily task, which is unfortunate, but even so, don't worry about it. And even then, it looks like we are up-tiered, which is fun, to say the least. I think I have the guns joined, if I remember rightly. But yeah, I saw the aircraft in the pack, and I was like, well, I want the tank at some point, and I want the plane at some point, because, well, new toys is new toys. So might as well pick it up and see what I get. So, well, there's a Japs here. No, it's 2-7. That's fine. Oh, my guns joined. Yes, they are, because I always join guns on a 112. I know its name is the A7He1, but I'm just going to call it a 112 for the sake of this video. And any future videos, because that's essentially what it is. It just has a different name. But obviously, being a 112, it was one of the first aircraft that I flew and liked. And obviously, it's a premium. This is an aircraft that costs 550 golden eagles. So obviously, I need to eventually get around to this thing and say, is it worth the money? Personally, being a 112 nowadays, I would say no. But obviously, that is just me saying what I think off the top of my head. Don't take that into advice right now. But I mean, there is a better premium, literally blowing my doors off just over there. I mean, the Japs say got nerfed, but it's still an aircraft that I would consider better than this. But to be brutally honest, I think the 112s as a whole could actually drop and beyond. The A0 needs to go to 1.0 because, well, the 20mm is hit and miss. The B5 could go to 1.0. And this aircraft plus the 112B0 could easily go to 1713 because the cannons are that crap. Now, I don't know if they've actually changed the cannons over these last few weeks, because apparently they're working on upgrading the cannons and obviously making the cannons that suck work better. Although I find this hard to believe, because, well, the 112's MG-FF cannons with only 60 rounds per gun haven't been particularly great for many years. They're not the best and not the worst, but they are more like firing high caliber machine guns, if that. I don't know what that Italian Stuka is doing, because he's he's a 1-7. So, I mean, this map is not suitable for 2-7 aircraft. I mean, the Japsair, yeah, this map is perfect for a Japsair, maybe that 202. But not an aircraft like the 112. But it seems to climb okay for what it is. Obviously, the wings are quite small, so you've got to take that into account. And it's got a relatively weak engine compared to its opposition. It's only about 700 to 800 horsepower. So you don't get a lot in terms of horsepower, but at the same time, it's quite a light aircraft. Let's have a look in the cockpit, see if it's very... Well, yeah, they've just copy and pasted the 112s. What is it? The cockpit. I can't say I blame them. It just makes it easier. I'll have to do some more research into this aircraft because, well, I don't actually know a lot, like, how the Japanese got them. I know they bought a couple, and, well, that's really all I know. This isn't the only 112 that you can get with a skin like this. You can get the 112 V5 with a skin like this. I think it takes like 20 kills in RB, or probably a little less. And it's a nice skin. It's pretty much exactly the same as this. So now that Typhoon is going to be a pretty important target for us. I don't know why the Japsair has just dove for an SB2U3, because there's a J22 coming in behind him. But hey, Japsair pilots are clearly the kind of pilots nowadays that have more money than common sense. Because if he's having to dive to get a dive bomber, and he looks like he's about to ram the bugger, that just proves it. And you can just hear the flak going on down there. Okay, I'm going to climb to 15 degrees because I've already seen the J22 coming in. Now, I haven't flown a 112 in a long time, and last time I did a freaking pancaked it. So I'm going to have to watch my airspeed. And look, he just immediately realised the second I came in. You don't tend to see these aircraft, so I'm not surprised. Thanks for that. Thanks for that. Yeah, that's just AAA for you, being the usual broken self. And there's our counter, the CW21. Thanks, Gaijin, I really needed that fuel tank. But this is just a pure example of just how bad the AAA is, and not only that, how piss poor of a pursuit aircraft this is. I mean, I'm struggling to catch a J22, which I really shouldn't struggle to catch. So obviously we're getting a bit of wind in our sails, and obviously that means that we're not going to be able to get as maneuverable as our competitors. But this aircraft does have decent energy retention for what it is. Let's see if we can get the guns on target. Critical. That looks important. That looks important as well. I think we just blew off the elevators, but I didn't look. I didn't see good visual. But as usual, 112's turn rate is just fine. Right, I'm going to use the keyboard bind that I have set to just fire the MGs to finish this guy off. There we go. No point wasting a cannon on a plane that's probably not going to make it back. First kill. Okay. Not a bad start. I mean, we got hit by flak, but yeah, whatever, you can't win them all, can you? But obviously half the enemy air force is on the other side of the map at the moment. This is my problem with this map. It's just not suitable for these sorts of probs, because they're not the fastest things in the world. And putting early monoplanes on these is not suitable. I see something low. I'm gonna go try and intercept that. Yeah, you really have to watch your airspeed, because I noticed at 300 plus, it was locking up like crazy. Obviously that is not kilometers an hour, that is miles an hour. You'll obviously have to do your own conversion, because, well, I don't know it. P-66 Vanguard, and a Buffalo. The Buffalo is probably the more important target, but, well, I'm in a 112. This thing isn't exactly suited for those sorts of altitudes. Now, I don't know what that is, but it looks like a Blenheim, and back in the days when Joe was a noob, Joe used to fly a lot of the 112B0. Oh no, it's a little Sven. Well, if there's one thing I'm not engaging, it's a little Sven. Although he looks damaged, and I might be able to get a shot on him if I'm lucky. Keyword there, if. Just gotta keep an eye out though, because he does have teammates in the area. And he's actually running from a 112. That is sad. To be fair though, not many people tend to see this aircraft, and they don't tend to know what it is, so I can sort of understand that. Let's turn it round. Yeah, you don't tend to see this aircraft anymore for good bloody reason, because it just gets its head kicked in by opposition. So the enemy team has actually gone down pretty quickly. I don't know what's happened to them. It looks like the 202 took a couple to the grave. Yeah, well. Well, if there's one thing I could try, it's the AAA, but we all know what AAA's like. And well, we're leaking fuel, so we've got to take that into consideration. And our Japs here is too busy chasing bombers, as well. That's just typical Japs here things. If we're going to ground pound, we're going to have to be very freaking careful about it. Is that AAA firing at me? I don't see any flak rounds, and that P-66 just ripped his wings off. But now we're those two guys are descending lower. So the P-66 just ripped his wings off. And surprisingly enough, the 112 back in the day used to be able to turn with Spitfires. I don't know how it is now. Yeah, we could maybe risk it. It's just a AAA I'm worried about. And look, now he's coming for me. I can't say I blame him. Mark 2A. Yeah, like I said, back in the day, you used to be able to outturn Spitfires, but I very much doubt it nowadays. Let's see if we can cut the throttle. Yeah, nice try there, mate. I knew what you was going to try and do. It looks like that case is still true to this day. But if he is damaged, but even so. Come on, dude, you got a shot. I don't know, I mean, they're quite even Steven. Try and aim for that wing, so we can saw the wing off with the remaining cannon. Now we're down MGs. And looks like he's going in. Boom! Second kill. Again, apologies for the FPS drops, guys, I've been doing that for ages now. It's not my graphics card for anyone else. I have the graphics card updates itself with its drivers, so it is not the graphics card that is the problem. It is just purely it's just purely Gaijin, and I don't have any other FPS drops on any other game other than this game. So I can only apologise for that. Yeah, not a bad start for a first flight in the A7He1, aka the 112 with a weird name. Now, we won't be able to kill much else on this map. The only real thing we can kill is the AAA and the artillery. And I've just noticed that fuel leak is getting rather severe now. Okay, now we've got an aircraft coming towards us that we cannot outturn. That's an Oscar. Go on, Jap, say you have 650 cals, I have two freaking rifle caliber MGs, and yet I just killed that AAA quicker than you. Okay, even though he outturned, thank you. Oh great, that's just made the fuel tank leak even worse. Even though he outturns us, we're still gonna have to try and fight it. We are damaged anyway, so if he kills us to, well, whoop-de-bloody-doo-dah. We're practically dead anyway, so... And he killed us, but I think we got the engine. It looked like it anyway. That is a strange decal on that plane. There wasn't really a lot we could do there. That was the best decision that we could really do, considering that the Key 43 runs rings around a 112. Like I say, I think we got the engine. Let's jump to the 202's perspective. And there we go. That should be the assist. No, I got the kill for it for some reason, even though the 202 did most of the work. So that's 3 kills, 3 ground targets destroyed in trade for the aircraft. Given how outdated the 112 is compared to its opposition, I'll actually take that for a first flight. That's actually pretty decent. So not bad, but not the greatest. I mean, 3 kills to some in a 112 would be like a godsend. But hey, we'll just have to cope with it. Not a bad plane, like I say, it locks up a little bit, but other than that, I didn't really have too many problems. The sparking on the 20 mils was very obvious. And, well, first impressions, as I said, not too bad. I think the aircraft handles just fine. But anyway, I'm going to let you guys off. I hope you enjoyed today's video on the A7He1. Make sure to keep an eye out for the Japper Wolf later on, and I will see you all on the next one.